Well, like everybody now, I was bit by the, God, I want to be a star one day kind of thing. Because I grew up on the Jackson 5, so everybody's like, I want to do that, So I was bitten by that bug very early in life, performing around the neighborhood, singing at summer camp in high schools. And, people really dug it, so it just felt like, the natural thing for me to do. Came from a very musical family. My palette of music has been just blessed with everything from Billie Holiday to, P-Funk and everything in between, So I just took all that in and just approached the music in my own way, just tried to find something that spoke to me, but having those roots to draw upon. But yeah, so that led me to where I am now, man. I'm really thankful. I started out with drums and then piano, and then guitar was the last instrument that I picked up.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's worked out for me.
1, 2, 3, no one could sever life quicker than I no one could shift the blame better than me. I used to walk out on my family with an intent to sin, reject all accountability. Oh Lord, I'm not turning back, no turning back. Well, now, no turning back. No turning back, yeah, nah, no turning back.
Hey, this is Mike, and you're watching Real Black, and today we have the privilege and honor of being with the creator of the headphone masterpiece, and now landing on 100, Mr. Cody ChesnuTT. Welcome back to Philly.
Thank you very much. Good to be back.
Okay, you have some good history here.
I do.
Tell us a little bit, for the folks that don't know, your connection to Philly.
Well, I collaborated with the legendary Roots crew out of Philadelphia. We worked on a tune called The Seed 2.0, and it was on the Phrenology, well, it is on the Phrenology album, and it was on my headphone masterpiece originally. But the version that we recorded has gone around the world, and people have received it and made it a part of their lives everywhere.
Well, what's that like? I mean, now that was recorded, the original version, C 1.0, was recorded in your basement, right? Or in your bedroom?
Bedroom.
Okay. What's it like when you create something and then it gets out to the world like that?
It's humbling, man. It's overwhelming because, you dream about it, like, I want to get my music out and have it touch the whole world. But when you actually see it travel and, go to, Europe and see people singing your lyrics word for word, it's quite humbling. And it reminds you of just how big of a responsibility it is to be a songwriter and to have a voice.
Behind my lover's back, I sit and watch it, the road standing where I'm at. Girl, a thousand lovers behind my lover's back, and I'm keeping my secrets mine. I push my seed in her bush for life. It's gonna work because I'm pushing it right. If Mary dropped my baby girl tonight, I would name her rock and roll.
Did it get a Grammy? Got nominated, right?
Got nominated, yeah.
You got nominated for a Grammy, did all that, and then you took like this layoff.
Right.
I mean, was that intentional? Was it labels, industry change? I mean, why did it take so much time?
No, it was a conscious decision. Right after that whole run with the headphone masterpiece and the Roots, I began to feel like it was time for me to transition into something else. As a writer, I've always wanted to move on to the next thing. So by the time the public had heard the headphone masterpiece and The Seed, I had already been performing that material like a year and a half underground. So as you know, as a creative, you're like, okay, well, what's next in the imagination? So I felt myself, kind of growing out of what had been created. And my wife got pregnant in 2002, and then our son was on his way, and then that was a whole other reason to get my head prepared for something different in life. So I just made a conscious decision to just, go and learn about this new way of life, fatherhood, childhood, that whole dynamic. Prepare myself spiritually for other content, gain, new experiences, observe in different ways, listen in different ways, and just, live life, man. Just get some more life experience.
That's cool. You were still making music the whole time? Or?
Yeah, the music never stops, and the experiences always inform the music for me. So I knew I would write and make more music. I just wanted more information about, this new phase of life.
It's my heartbeat, the greatest attraction on the earth. Heartbeat, so much more than all the world and its worth. Life's giving me the greatest attraction on the earth. Heartbeat, so much more.
It took me a while to understand that, but after going out, seeing how the music affects people internationally and how, they really absorb your energy and they internalize your words, it just made me really focus on, what I was saying, what I had to say, because I figure if people are going to take what I say and bring it that close into their lives, I really wanted to be something. I wanted to have more substance to it, something that could really stay with them, for the rest of their lives, and they can grow with and not grow out of.
Is that, well, what informs you that? Is it like your influences or?
Well, my influences, but just, just watching people in general, seriously, just watching how they hang on every word. And believe it or not, it was kind of uncomfortable for me for a minute, because I thought these were just thoughts in my own head. I was in my bedroom and it was something spontaneous I got off my chest. But now everybody is saying it and repeating it. So I was like, wow, okay. So I just have to be mindful of what it is I have to say if people are going to hold it that close to their hearts.
Okay, so what are some of the intentions that you had on this new album, Landing
on 100.
Landing on 100, thank
right.
you.
Mm-hmm. My intention was with this album was to first and foremost to show that growth as an artist is possible, dealing with real life adult issues, showing that it was cool to embrace, where you are and to talk about substantive things, without feeling like, you're going to get cast aside as someone out of touch, but I really wanted to directly speak about the life that I was living at that point in time, and to touch on what I consider true relevant social issues, and hopefully spark some inspiration and growth in other people.
No, I like that. So, but in terms now you're working with a band. It's not just you doing everything. Right.
That was the biggest difference with this project. I actually opened it up for other creative input. The creative process itself is pretty much the same. Me and my acoustic instrument, be it piano or guitar. But what was different about this, I brought it to other people and allowed them to, invest their own emotions and their own ideas, which I think wound up being a healthy choice. It was one that I had to get used to, but as I said earlier, I was willing to embrace, new experiences, and this was one of them.
Right, and I can hear you had a rough night.
Yeah. Celebrate Brooklyn. Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn. It's a beautiful night. So yeah, I'm trying to save as much as I can for Philly tonight.
Are the crowds loving it, or?
People are really resonating. The music is really resonating with the people, and the people are really responding, and that's really all I can ask for. I want people that come to my shows to be open for a human experience, because we're dealing with so much of the kind of robotic, synthetic vibe right now in mainstream and pop culture. I wanted something that just brought it back to the human spirit and the heart and soul that people really could feel, and so people are connecting with it on that level.
So, if you weren't able to make music, what would you be doing?
I would probably be doing something like this, or a photographer, making film, or in fashion.
Okay, so you're very creative. And then, I'm just curious, the last thing is just, what is your creative process? How do songs come to you?
Many different ways. They can come washing the dishes, driving down the street, mowing the lawn. A lot of the songs from Landing on 100 actually, a lot of them got worked out, just mowing the lawn, because it's time, I'm in the country, so it's a lot of time for me to think. The pace is real slow and I can really hear what's going on. But normally, I get a melody or phrase or lyric. Sometimes it happens simultaneously, and I just go to my instrument and find out musically what's happening, with what I'm thinking in my head, be it guitar or piano. A lot of times if I have an idea on guitar, but I feel it's piano, I will go and, do the whole transpose thing and try to work it out. But yeah, it comes in different ways.
That's cool. All right, so if you see this man in Georgia, Florida,
Well, yeah, I live in Tallahassee, Florida now.
if you're in Florida and you see this man mowing the lawn, leave him alone because he's probably working on the next #1 record, okay? All right, thanks.
Thank you,
All
man.
right, let's get a still.
Appreciate it.
I was walking in darkness with no sense of direction, then you came and made a way for me to see all of my afflictions. Walking in darkness with no sense of direction, then you came and made a way for me to see. I was walking in darkness with no sense of direction, then you came.
Greetings and love all. This is Cody Chestnut, and you're watching Real Black.